It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Tuesday, the 16th of December. I'm Michael Groff. So far, this has been the second warmest December on record here in Phoenix, and with forecast temperatures expected to remain well above seasonal averages through the rest of the week, this weekend, and into at least the first half of next week, there's a very good possibility this will go down as the warmest December on record. Now, we are still looking at the distinct possibility of a pattern change coming in here by late next week, right around or just after Christmas. Could that bring much cooler temperatures and a chance at rain? Could the atmospheric river come down here into Southern California and Arizona? Well, there's a lot of possibilities. We'll try to figure out what may happen as we dive on in. But first, today's video is brought to you by On Demand Power, your local certified Generac technician specializing in generator maintenance, repair, and inspection to keep your home running when the grid fails. Visit them online at ondemandpwr.com. All right, let's get into it here. The almanac from yesterday, 81 degrees. We did it again. That's another record high temperature here in Phoenix after a morning low of 53. 66 and 45 are the averages for this time of year, just in case you were wondering. And yeah, we did eclipse that old record of 79 degrees. Outside now, just before noon, we've got sunny sky. We're sitting at 70 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points at 36, humidity 28%, though winds are light and the barometer is falling. Satellite picture out here across the west. We put this in motion and, well, lo and behold, it's the same old story out here across the west. We've got high pressure in control here in the southwest, and that's keeping the storm track far to the north. You do see the atmospheric river is coming up into the Pacific Northwest, and that'll mean another round of very heavy rain, higher elevation snow, and yes, the possibility of some strong storms this afternoon and tonight over parts of the Pacific Northwest. Here's the watch warning map and pretty much any advisory you can have related to active weather here in the month of December. You can find it over the Pacific Northwest. The gale warnings, the wind advisories, the high wind watches and warnings, the flood advisories, the winter weather and winter storm watches and warnings, and all of that over not only the Pacific Northwest, but into the northern Rockies. And all of that is going to remain to the north of us for the foreseeable future. Elsewhere around the nation, things are quieting down and temperatures are beginning to warm up as the pattern kind of shifts here slowly. The convective outlook for today, of all places, we have a marginal risk of severe storms for the Pacific Northwest, Portland up to Seattle, Tacoma, Vancouver, Washington, all the way over towards Spokane. And I suppose the strongest storms up there today could produce some gusty winds up to 58 miles per hour or greater. So yeah, a few isolated severe storms are certainly possible there today and tonight. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through next Tuesday morning from the WPC. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, nada. Statewide, region-wide, yeah, doesn't matter. You have to go all the way to at least central California or up into the Great Basin before you start finding any precipitation chances for the next 7 days. But just beyond this period, the pattern may start to change a bit. And we're going to talk about that as we get to modeling right now, see what the future may hold. To do that, let's check it out. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. The upper look at 500 millibars. That's about 18,000 feet up above the surface, or above sea level. And so here across North America, well, you see what's going on. The positive height anomalies are not only here across the southwest, but really starting to take shape once again over much of the contiguous U.S. Temperatures are rebounding, and winter is going to take a little bit of a hiatus across a fair portion of the country after going into the deep freeze the last few days. Now, here in the southwest, yeah, the heights remain well above average, although not quite as much as we've seen in recent days. And so what it means down at the surface for the rest of the day today, sunny to mostly sunny skies statewide. High temperatures here in Phoenix, not quite as warm as we've seen, but still way above seasonal averages, highs in the mid-70s. For tonight, the sky is clear and with dry air, lows dip into the mid-40s in the cool spots, low 50s for the urban core. And then for tomorrow, it's basically the same forecast. Sunny, highs anywhere from about 74 to 77. Mostly sunny on Thursday, 74 to 77. Sky mostly sunny. Air continues to be dry. Friday, highs in the mid to upper 70s. And it's the same story as we go into the weekend. The main storm track stays well to the north. Lots of rain and snow over the Pacific Northwest. Some showers might start to move into central and northern California as well. But around here, nothing to talk about. just wall-to-wall sunshine, high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. We might see some high clouds at times, especially as we go to Sunday. But even at that, still, highs will be in the mid to upper 70s. The air continues to be dry. But you do see the precipitation has come a little closer to us, now getting down into the Sierra and Central California, into the Great Basin, maybe as far south as Central Nevada, Central Utah. But that's about as close as it's going to get to us for a little while. Here's Monday. And again, plenty of rain, Central California on northward, but around here, highs could be right around 80. We might even see low 80s for the warmest desert spots, and that could challenge some more record high temperatures. So again, through at least the first part of next week, no real change in the pattern. If anything, it might actually get a little bit warmer. All right, here's a week from today. This is Tuesday, the 23rd. High pressure mostly to the east of us across much of the central and eastern part of the country. There's a trough well off the west coast here. Southwesterly flow, some clouds around if that's right. And there's indications that moisture may start to increase from the southwest with time, but at this point, our forecast would still be dry with well above average temperatures. This is Wednesday the 24th. That's Christmas Eve. And again, it's almost an identical graphic. Troughing off the west coast, ridging to the east, southwesterly flow. Maybe some showers starting to creep toward the southern California coast at that point. This is the end of the forecast period. Thursday the 25th, that's Christmas Day. And again, high pressure off to the east of us, southwesterly flow here. How far east will that trough get? How much progression into the southwest will we see with a feature like that? How much moisture will actually get in here? Is that ridge going to sort of deflect a lot of that energy north of us? Even though it's not sitting on top of us, will the trough kind of ride up the front side of that ridge there and kind of scoot over us here in the west? And that's a possibility. There's a number of possibilities as to how this will play out late next week. Some moisture, though, may start to get in here at this time with deeper southwesterly flow, and so we could at least start to introduce some chance of precipitation, maybe right around or just after Christmas. All right, let's take a look at precipitation. Rainfall for Phoenix. This goes out through the 30th of December. This is off the GFS ensemble, and quite a model spread here. You got 31 members in this ensemble, and the outcomes range anywhere from 0, which several models have here for us, all the way up to well over 2 inches. The ensemble mean, well, again, the mean is a little harder here. It's not as relevant when you have such extremes on each end. So, we've certainly seen this around a half an inch, and sort of anywhere from 1/3 to 2/3 of an inch from run to run. But look at the European ensemble. Look at the mean here. It's under 1/10 of an inch. And you got 51 members in this ensemble, and there's a number of them that show nothing at all. Euro AI has kind of split the difference, right? The ensemble means about 2/10 of an inch, but the control member is way up there toward 3/4 of an inch or above that. And again, you have some extremes in this, but in general, the GFS is probably the most bullish on precipitation for us. And unfortunately, this fall season, it has been probably the least, well, maybe the Euro has probably been the least performing model for us. But still, I'm not ready to buy into a full-scale pattern change just yet, based primarily on mostly the GFS and a slight lean toward wetter activity off the Euro AI. But I am clearly in the minority because the National Weather Service is going that way. The Climate Prediction Center still goes that way. Some of the ensemble guidance goes that way. And, well, eventually the pattern is going to change. That's a guarantee. We just don't know when it's going to happen. Is it going to be next week? Is it going to be 3 weeks from now? Is it going to be next September? It's going to happen, but it's really when that's kind of the key. All right, let's look at temperatures off the national blend of models, and I'll tell you this. If this all verifies, if this plays out exactly as shown here, I don't think, regardless of what happens the last several days of the month, it's not going to matter. This will go down as the warmest December on record here in Phoenix. We'll eclipse last year's I believe the mean was 62.3. Right now, the mean temperature for the month, I know David was asking about this in the comments the other day. The mean temperature for the month so far, 61.5 degrees. And that places us second all time. So we're not far off from the warmest December on record. And taking a look at the Climate Prediction Center outlook, the 8 to 14 day period, this is December 23rd through the 29th. And I'll tell you, most of the nation above average. Now, people saying, well, this means there's not going to be a white Christmas anywhere in the country. Now, understand, probability of above average temperatures, in some of these places, the average temperature is still pretty cold. I mean, the average high in, let's say, Grand Forks, North Dakota, or Minneapolis is what, low to mid-20s, maybe upper teens this time of year. So even above average would still be, what, 30 degrees? I mean, look, even above average temperatures in the winter can still be pretty chilly. But nevertheless, yes, above average temperatures are favored across most of the contiguous United States. And looking at the precipitation during that same period, yes, we are in the above average probability category here. And California, much of the West Coast, way above average probability. So the CPC guys still think we're due for some precipitation here over the Southwest, or at least they've leaned probability heavily toward us seeing more precipitation here. And I would love to see that. I'm just not convinced yet that that's going to happen. I know I've said that on video after video. You're probably tired of hearing it. You're like, come on, Mike, just conform. Go along with these other guys. I'm just not seeing it yet on the models. And I'm sworn to be, I know this is like a weird thing in our business, but I am sworn to be honest. I would love to come on here and do the hype, right? I'd love to say, let's go, let's go. And hey, the CPC guys say, yeah, pretty good chance we'll see above average. Some of our ensemble guidance says yes. Most of it does not. So, but we can hope. What the old saying is, dreaming is free. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell. Leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you're really enjoying what we do here, you want to support the channel, we'll click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. Make that contribution to us that way, or via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is our PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. Our Venmo is also linked up down in the description below as well. Michael-Groff-37. It just rolls right off the tongue. It's amazing. All right. Speaking of amazing, and not sarcastically or ironically, I mean this sincerely, the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name. I know what's going on in the background there. Anyway, sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name. Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, Kylie related, Adriana related. It's all linked up down in the description below. I don't know. Sometimes you press weird buttons and stuff happens around here. I don't know. Our streaming station, it's available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun over there, so give that a look and a listen as well. And I want you to check out Dan over at the Courtroom Files YouTube channel, The Courtroom Files on YouTube, courtroomfiles.com for all your Courtroom Files merch. Dan runs an amazing channel along with other businesses as well. He is the business guru around here. So never mind just the business aspect of Dan. He runs a great channel. It's got tons of content. Go check it out. He supports us. You support him. And then he'll support me. And then we have advertisers that support us as well. Again, our friends at On Demand Power, support them too. Anytime we have a sponsor on this channel, support them because they help us. And, it's about, not only is it about building business, it's about building a community. And that's what we like to do here. That's what we've been doing for, my God, over 9 years on this channel. Hard to believe I've been doing this for 9 years, but there it is. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support. It's amazing. It is so greatly appreciated. Please, I want you to be safe. I want you to stay cool and stay hydrated out there. In the midst of these very warm temperatures, I know people in the chat have been talking about their air conditioners and all. Look, Our air conditioner kicked on yesterday. It was 81 degrees. Our AC kicked on upstairs, and it's done that for the last few days, and I'm tired of it. I don't want the AC on in December, okay? I want a break. I know some of you are like, well, that's why we moved here. Yeah, okay, good for you. But, you know, I like a little cold now and then. My ideal day is like 65 degrees in the afternoon, 40 at night. That sounds, even just 40s at night. That sounds sensational. And then some rain now and then. I love rain. I love cloudy days, rain. We just don't see enough of that around here. All right. Come on, Mike, just move to Seattle then. You know what? I just might. Probably not, though. Too expensive. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, all of your continued support. It's amazing. It is so greatly appreciated. And have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Tuesday.